Okay, I'm back. So I decided just to make another video because I just wanted to share some of the things that's been going on in my head. Uh, so a couple of people reached out this week, and I'm not going to say who, and I'm not going to share anything about the person in particular or the people in particular. But I just, kept me thinking about what we spoke about. And I don't know. One of the things that I'm realizing throughout, my life, and because of the experiences I'm having with weight loss surgery, and with everything that I'm learning with psychology, it's how much some patterns repeat themselves so much. And if you don't have access, or if you don't understand these patterns, you will feel like you are alone. That, well, that's only me. I am faulty somehow. There's something wrong with me. And that's so not true. That is so not true. I used to feel the same way. I used to feel like I would never be able to do anything right. You know, I was married to this man who was, he has a horrible temper, and he was emotionally abusive. And my self-esteem was way down. And I doubted myself so much. I believed in the awful things he said about me. And I was always feeling like I would never accomplish anything. Whatever I did was my fault, And I was depressed so many times. I know the feeling of don't want to wake up. Why is the sun up today? Why in the hell everybody's so happy and I'm not? And it was self-destructive at some point. I didn't see that, And then, that's Ozzy. Every time he feels somebody's sad, he wants to help. I'm not sad though. He just probably is hearing my voice in a different tone. But no. So I felt like there was no kind of hope, I would say, to change my life. I mean, that's who I was. That's how I thought. That's how things happen. I mean, many times I would blame the world for what was going on, but I never really realized that a lot that was happening to me, it's normal. Stay. A lot that was happening to me, it's just life happening. And my way of coping with my life wasn't helping me. And the way that I was, what's the best word that I'm trying to use here? Decoding or interpreting the events they were making me feel worse than I was. And actually it was reinforcing all those awful feelings about myself. So I started when I was thin, I thought, well, all that matters is if I'm pretty, because if I'm pretty, people are gonna give me attention. And then I started gaining weight because I didn't want the attention. So it was the same sort of feeling. And many of us, many of you had not the experience that I had when I was thinner, of the attention and how to deal with that. And to be honest, I really didn't know how to handle that attention. I did a really bad job at it. So it ended me like drinking a lot in a period of my life, and I ended up depressed and overeating, and ended me, having a weight loss surgery. So as I am going throughout my path towards becoming a psychologist, I'm learning. And I have learned also before at church and with the spiritual leaders that the teachers that I have encountered throughout my life, like Wayne Dyer, Deepak Chopra, Marianne Williamson, Louise Hay, and so many others, how your thoughts can predict the outcomes of your life. How that is so important. And I have learned how your cognitive style, the schemas that you come up in your head, how that can predict the outcome of your life, because the word you speak and the thought you think, they have a lot of power in your life. They don't have a lot of power. They might have power in other people's life if you are in a family unit and one feeds off of the other. So you kind of model the other person's behavior, the other person's thoughts. But the words you speak, they mean a lot. And when you tell yourself, I can't do this. This always happens to me. Well, I lost 200 pounds, but I know I'm going to go back because I'm not so good. Or, well, you know, I am addicted to this and that's nothing that I can do. You are kind of defining your life as it is, like you have no way out of it. And that's so not true. Now, the way you think, it can influence your life, but it also, I want you guys to understand that is your physiology also working. So there are things that happen inside your body that are reinforced by the way you think, and the things that happen inside your body reinforces, the way you think reinforces your body, and your body reinforces your thinking. So what is my goal with this video? I don't want you guys to feel that you are to blame for, like, oh my God, this is how I feel, this is how I think, and it's my fault. I don't want you to see it as it is your fault. I want you to see it, I want you to recognize it. I want you to recognize, like I mentioned in the other video, like if whatever you're doing up to now is not working, you have to do something to change it. So if you feel overwhelmed because there's a lot going on in your life, and you're going to look at the big picture, you're going to be like overwhelmed, stressed out, and that's not going to work. That's not going to help you. But if you start breaking down like one day at a time, really, I never thought I was going to be able to take one day at a time. And I have to, because if I don't, I'm going to go crazy. And I don't want to go crazy. So try to recognize what is the pattern of thoughts you have. When something happens to you, do you tend to say, well, it is my fault because I couldn't do it? Do you tend to think, well, this is always going to happen to me because, my family, it's crazy, and my job, it's so unfair, and I'm not smart enough, or I got here because I'm lucky, not because I earned it. So if you see, well, I see that food and I'm not strong enough to say no. If you recognize those on you, I just want to tell you that's not abnormal. A lot of people think that way. I used to think that way. And after a lot of working on myself, after a lot of listening to the other side of the story, I was able to change it. But why did I think this way? Because I was hearing this from everybody around me also. Many of the people around me didn't know that was something different. So It's like that old story about, men used to think, men and women, but that the world was flat. And, well, the world is flat because everybody's saying that the world is flat, and then somebody comes and say, no, the world is not flat, it's round, and there's a big fight like I'm crazy. It's not true. So you are threatening what they believe, and it's like, no, it's impossible. So people fought. I think it was Galileo, I'm not 100% sure, but put him in jail because he said, well, he had the courage to say, yes, you guys are wrong. But then you have the chance now to listen that there is another truth that you can believe in. There is something else out there that can help you out of this pattern of thinking. I listen to it over and over. Whenever I feel upset, I made a video actually with all the people that I listen to. I go back and I listen to those because I want to reinforce that belief that I don't want those negative thoughts in my head. I exercise changing my thought process every day because I am worth it. I am special. I love myself. And if I don't tell myself this every day, it wouldn't matter if the whole world would tell me. If I don't believe it, it's not going to make a difference. So I have to believe it. And I started, as I said, I started faking it. I started many times looking in the mirror and looking myself in the eyes in the mirror and say, I love you. You are special. You are intelligent. You are amazing. And I used to do this, and I would be saying this, crying because I did not believe it. Now I look in the mirror and I say the same words and I smile because I finally believe it. It's a process. It's training. So if you are struggling right now, we all do. Struggling is part of recovery. Relapse is part of recovery. Success is part of recovery. So just believe in yourself and be strong and believe that you can do it because you can. You can do it. So that's that, guys. My video is becoming too long, and if I don't stop now, I'll have a hard time posting it. And I really do want you guys to see this video, watch it. So thank you for watching. Thank you for all your love for me. And as long as I am able, I will always come back and I will always share what's in my heart and what's in my head. Okay? Love you guys. Bye.